Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Everyday EDC. 5 minutes ago I just recorded the depressing Plethoros review. This one's going to be a bit more uplifting. You can make fun of me, you can have fun with it, and we're going to learn some stuff together, okay? I'm going to do some more things that I'm kind of expanding my repertoire. I talked about futuristic things that I'm going to do. I have a segment coming up that I'm going to do a lot of research on my Carta, G10, FRN. And rather than just tell you what they feel like, I'm going to get into what they feel like, what they look like, how they, their strength values, what they're made of, and the ins and outs. Because I always hear this stuff. Hey, this thing's made out of my Carta. That's why it costs, freaking $10, $15 more just because it's my Carta version. Some of them are more than that. You get a G10 versus a FRN. It's like, why does G10 cost me $15 more than the FRN? What do they feel like? Well, what do they feel like? That's all on how they're made, but I'm going to get into stuff like that. Well, today is going to be about sharpening. I'm going to have this segment. This is going to call it Sharpen With Me, or whatever the frick I want to call it. I don't think I like that. That's kind of gay. And gay as in not a derogatory term towards, that's going the wrong direction, but not a derogatory term to homosexuals. I am not biased in any way. I am not racist in any way. I do not discriminate against anybody. We use those slang terms in common terminology, common language, just because it is easy to express yourself that way. And I apologize if I offend anybody. I truly do not mean to. So fast forwarding, getting off of that weird friggin' tangent, because I don't edit my videos, and we should. This is why we should edit videos. This is my latest sharpening set. As you can see, I bought a knockoff frickin' diamond stone a long time ago, and it finally came in. I love it because it does the job way quicker. I hate it because I'm pretty sure diamond stones don't frickin' rust. I mean, what the hell is that? If somebody knows what the hell that's doing, or maybe it's just me and other diamond stones rust, I'm just not caring for it properly, let me know. But this is my latest setup that I've been doing. I've been able to, when I first started sharpening, I could not pop the hairs off my leg. There was something about it. Maybe I wasn't keeping my angle right. Maybe I wasn't doing X, Y, and Z. Well, I've gotten better. I've gotten past that. I've gotten knives to go from, cutting paper, because that's what we do, to shaving the hairs off my legs, which I'm going to, I got to show you guys this because this is freaking hilarious. You can tell that I've been sharpening a little bit too much. So, hair. I've run out of freaking hair on my arms and moved to hair on my legs. And as you can tell, I'm a freaking idiot. So, yeah. I am damn near hairless monkey. Like, look at this arm. It's actually baby smooth. It's kind of cool. That's not the intention, but that's what happens when you're just jacking around, I guess. So, I start here with my 400 grit. I move to my 1,000 grit diamond stone. And again, I am a little bit too cheap to invest in the DMT stones yet, because I got so much stuff that I'm trying to do. So I got to pace myself. I will replace this thing. And maybe it's not a piece of junk. Maybe it's just me being a friggin' idiot. This was a cut up garbage strop that I had. Once again, that took about 2.5 months to get in from Wish when I was on a Wish kick, because my wife got me on there and I found some cool stuff. So I got about 3 or 4 different strops from there. They were just those hanging kind of like barber style strops. And what I ended up doing was taking, this is, I'm pretty sure, a fake kangaroo style, kangaroo pouch or whatever it's called, kangaroo style skin. I'm pretty sure it's pseudo, but I have it lined with 0.0 or 0.5. I wish I would have had that with me. I'm not planned for this. It's just a diamond powder that I put on here, not powder, but compound rather, that I put on there, and it works great. So what I did was I cut that strap up, I glued it to a freaking block of wood, and this is my new strap that I add compound to. Works great, and it was dirt freaking cheap. This is what I had laying around in the backyard after my project that I didn't finish. So there's that, and then this is my final strap. This thing's actually pretty nice. And it should be, because I think this cost me like $35. It's got a canvas side and the other side that I really don't use. And this is just my final touches. I do 10 on each side. So like I said, I've gotten to the point where I'm able to shave hairs off the legs I haven't tried to whittle a hair yet, but I know I got some that are there, but it's not fair because I'm working off of a factory edge that I've only used for like, say, 3 weeks. And, of those 3 weeks, each day I might use my knife 2 or 3 times, so, take that with a grain of salt. But I just kind of want to share a quick experience with you that I just spent half my day today doing. So I mess around with all my Civivi knives. That's why I love the 9CR 18 MOV because, God, that thing is so easy to get to a razor sharp. D2, you don't notice much of a difference between D2, especially now that I got this diamond stone. I'm going to show you my other stones that I got. It's a really nice set, but now that I found diamond, I don't think I'll look back. It's just, it cuts the time in half unless I'm looking for a zen moment where I throw on some Enya in the background and just kind of meditate out, right? But, so 9CR 18 MOV and D2, not too bad. I haven't had too much experience sharpening S30V or S35VN, but I do have a wee practic. And that little son of a bitch, M390 steel, has been the bane of my existence. If you guys remember that cut that I showed in about 2.5 weeks ago, that's where the practic got grounded for a couple weeks because it pissed me off and it bit me when I was doing something stupid. And it got me pretty good. I was looking at the blade, and the blade didn't even come that sharp. I kind of like the size of the practic. Maybe I'll review it one day. But then the action started gumming up, and I just don't know what the hell is going on with it. So I took it apart and greased it up, got the bearings working. Anyways, I digress. I tried to sharpen that motherfucker today. That humbles the shit out of you because in the past 3 days, I'm like, I got it figured out. I graduated from amateur to what comes after amateur, novice or, average. And I started on M390. It was not hair popping sharp. For some reason, that blade wouldn't even cut a goddamn piece of paper, before I started. So I spent, 30 minutes on the diamond stone, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Until I got to a point where I felt like I was making no more progression. And maybe this is where I failed. I think I should have taken it a little bit further. Came over to my strop before I went to the compound just to kind of test to see where I was. I threw it on 5 each side. And I was cutting paper. I could not pop hairs. I couldn't even feel it gripping the hairs. It was no. So what do I do for the next hour and a half? Work on my frickin' strop right here with a diamond compound in it. And I'm like, I just got to fine tune this guy. So I'm going. And I'm doing everything wrong probably. So I'm taking it. Let me grab that little son of a bitch. Here's a little bastard. So I'm going, and I'm starting out doing this, right? I'm trying to follow the same pattern that I'm doing, and I'm like, all right, we're sitting here doing this. Basically, critique my technique here, guys. Teach me something if you guys have anything to add. I'm taking it, and I'm just going real lightly right across here. As you can see, a bit too much on there. And then I'd switch sides, and I like to keep it on this side because this is 2 pieces. I'm trying to keep it, right? Try to get the same handle, go like this. And I'm doing that for frickin' an hour and a half. I got Futurama in the background that's taking my attention because now I'm losing. I'm getting bored. I finally got this thing to where it's popping hairs. But it is not popping hairs. It's kind of ripping hairs now because it's gripping and, like a dull razor, how you have to take it on your arm and your arm, like I shave my arms on purpose. Like when you take it on your face and you're scratching a couple times in the same place just to get it clean, whereas like a brand new razor, you put it on your face and you're rubbing it down, you barely feel it, it's fucking clean. It's the uncomfortable kind. The razor that's been sitting in your shower that's a little rusty before you use it. That's what it feels like. That was after an hour and a half of the strop, 30 to 45 minutes on the diamond stone, and I was humbled to the point where I felt like a damn beginner again because I gave up. I didn't give up, but I just got tired of doing it today. I don't feel like doing it anymore. So this right here will eventually be a journey that I can show you guys once I get there on what I was doing either right, wrong, or indifferent, or / and what I did wrong to finish. How do I finish this thing, right? Feel free to, chime in, give me your thoughts, but realistically, I feel like it's just M390. To me, once I sat down and I thought about it, and I could feel that it was getting better and better and better, but the progress is so freaking slow that I think I'm going to spend an hour and a half on this freaking guy on the 1000 grit. I wish I had a higher, I need the 1400. That's why you get DMT stones, to kind of bridge the gap between these two, because I couldn't, I got bored. So let's clear this off. I want to show you my other sharpening kit that has served me very well. I absolutely love it. And if it wasn't for diamond stones, I'd be using this guy every single day. But because diamond stones exist and they cut your sharpening time and your, I guess, what do they call that? The instantaneous gratitude versus the achievement. Anyways. This is a set I got off of Amazon. We don't use that guy. Oh, you can't see it. Let's do this. We don't use that. I don't use that guy. In fact, I'm sure I could figure it out, but I don't know how to use that guy. Nor do I want to learn. I don't want to get... I was tempted to do like the KME systems or like... And I don't want to do a system. I want to become a master of the craft with my hands. I want my hands to be able to do it. I don't want something assisting me. You know, obviously, knowledge is an assistance, but I don't consider it such. But this stone set, and after watching Super Steel Steve and watching a lot of sharpening videos, this is a little overkill. But we have the 3000 grit, not in any particular order, 600 and 1500 grit, the super coarse grits, the 240 and the 800, and then we have our 5000 and 10,000 grit. I just got an idea. I got the 1000 grit freaking diamond stone. I should probably jump it up to a 5000 grit stone over here, but that might help out. And then we got your stone cleaner. I love this set. So you guys can actually see the whole set now. I love this set, guys. This thing ran me about 86 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's closer to 100. And it has everything you need. Why do I want diamond stones? Because I'm a greedy son of a bitch. I want instantaneous gratitude like everybody else. And, you know, whatever. But this has everything you need. It gives you that zen feeling of just, oh man, this feels good. You know, it like I said, you turn on some relaxing music, whatever relaxing music is to you. Some people love metal for relaxing music. I love metal, but I don't love it for relaxing. I'm not a slow music kind of guy, but if you get into like the Last of the Mohicans theme song, good Lord, you can sit there and just the whole time. Another thing I learned from Super Steel Steve that is interesting and I don't know enough about is the scratch pattern, right? Let's give a prime example without... I got my Aus-8 blade, so if I actually damage it, I kind of don't give a shit. You know, you got this motion, right? We got this motion right here. Okay? But you also have this motion where you're going up and down. Well, that creates two separate scratch patterns, which may be the frustration that we have while sharpening, because a knife is a slicer. But when you get cardboard, you're not going to slice because you're only going to get 2 inches of slicing until you have to slice again. You're going to push cut, right? So what is the difference between this and this? Well, think about it. If your scratches are angled down, right, that's going to help you bite and slice. But if your scratches are angled out, that's going to help you bite and push. Now, whether or not that theory is sound, I don't have enough experience to sharpen each knife to the exact sharpness as each other with the exact angle to really test. Eventually we'll get into that. But my theory is by doing a straight scratch pattern, the push cutting is way easier, right? It goes right into it. It's a straight cut. Whereas if you do the angular motion to kind of follow the blade for a slice, your downward slicing is going to be easier. Just a little food for thought for those of us who get into this and don't, we just want to learn on our own. We can't just learn on our own. We need the experience of other people plus the hands-on experience of doing things to really just get it done, right? So one day I am going to take this guy and I'm going to do it before I do it on camera so I can prove to myself that I can do it, and then I'll do it on camera, and whether or not I fail, it is what it is. Like you guys know, I don't edit my videos. But I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to take this and dull the living shit out of the knife on purpose. Why? Because I have a bunch of knives that I don't use enough to dull and justify sharpening, so this is how I'm going to do it. But we're going to do that on video, and I'm going to show you the sharpening coming back. I'm going to bring it back to life. I shouldn't have to do so much of a reprofile. I mean, I'm not going to like grind it down. I'm not going to put an instant chip on my... Ooh, fun story. I think I might have told in one of my previous videos. I did have one of my first knives is a Benchmade bug out. The bug out -1 or whatever it was. It's the black on black with the more solid scales, you know, so you can't pinch them together as easily as you could the originals. And I don't know how, honestly. Do I have... How do I not have a freaking... All right. I don't think I do. So what I was doing with my Benchmade, and I probably should have just sent it back to Benchmade, right? Because they have that outstanding warranty. So what I was doing is I was pretend that this is the axis lock, right? Instead of the compression lock. I was going and I was flipping it up, and I was like, oh shit, this is fun, because I was brand new to it, right? And everybody likes to play with it. And then I was flipping it down. And I used to think that the action on that depended on how hard I could flick it and how much just momentum you can get, and the solid feeling, click, 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 right? Well, on the edge of my knife, I ended up with a fat freaking chip. You know what? I'm going to take a 20-second break. I'm going to see if I can find that knife and show you the stupidity that I did to it, trying to fix that without any knowledge. Give me 20 seconds. It's buried in my closet somewhere. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I don't know how long that was, and I apologize. I'm going to show you guys some other stuff that kind of goes into another video, but let me see what I got here. Hey, the Albatross. Jacked up, shitty fucking knife. There she is. There she blows. And she does. My Benchmade bug out. I would love to carry this knife. It's a bug out. I mean, everybody should have one, right? As you can tell, it's jacked up. It was a serrated face I went through, and I used to think I needed a half serrated, half not. Do I got my... Here. 1 second. Let me see if I can duplicate what I was doing in my moment of stupidity, which is the only way to justify how this thing actually got damaged, because this is the only thing that makes sense to me. I'm adding a little bit of lube onto this because it's clearly dirty, and I stopped giving a shit about this thing because it pissed me off. All right, so I was basically taking it like this. Give you guys a little bit more. And I was going, God damn it. Yeah, this thing needs to be taken apart and cleaned or something. You can hear it in there. Sorry. So I was flicking it out, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And then I'd go like this, and I'd rip it down, right? But it was having way more momentum. I had it lubed up because I was a new guy with freaking blade oil. And I ended up, and you guys probably already seen the stupidity of the damage. I kind of think that I hit that backspacer right there because focus. I think I hit this backspacer right here. Not backspacer. Is that a backspacer? Yeah, we'll call it a backspacer. It's not really. Anyways, when I whipped it down, I want to say that I hit that. And I ended up, look at this stupid looking fucking knife. Look what I did to this. I ended up with a chip right here that went, I don't know, enough into my blade. And this may not be a stupid looking knife. Some of you would be like, man, I wish I could get a knife in that freaking shape. So that was the very first knife that I was like, okay, I'm going to avoid sharpening this thing until I figure out how to do it. And I got a little cocky, and I started to try and sharpen it before I should have. Hey, my elegant setup's jacked up. Sharpen it before I should have, and I ended up looking like that. Like, what the fuck? A Benchmade bug out. I feel embarrassed. That's embarrassing, but that's why we do these channels, right? It's going to get you guys to look at it and be like, holy shit, what'd you do? Well, I did. I had no idea what I was doing. But I also didn't look up any videos. I wasn't trying to learn from somebody else like an idiot. I was like, I got this. Well, that's the fucking aftermath, right? That's what it fucking looks like. I'm using fuck-a-lot to piss me off because I was an idiot. Oh, that's interesting. So I got some other knives here that you guys... This was like one of the first knives that I got. The Camelist Chunk. That's kind of tucked away right now. I fucking love that knife. I hated it because I was like, why do I need a butcher-style blade? And then I got used to it. I'm like, that's fucking cool. I got this Albatross with a freaking Damascus steel. I don't even know what kind of Damascus steel that is. It looks super cool. And this thing came out of the box razor sharp. But this knife is fucking garbage. The blade play. I know, I'm trying to keep my hands steady. You guys see that? Ridiculous. I tried to fix it. I can't. A buddy of mine got me this. Now we're kind of just showing off, I guess. Stupid knives. This is the... I don't know what this is. See if it says. I think it's just a generic Chinese knife. It's got 440 stainless steel and shit in it. Pretty sweet, though. So, yeah. This is what happens when you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you just try to do it. Now, is it a bad thing? Well, yeah, I butchered a bug out. But is it something that I'm mad that I did? Yes and no. I mean, I hate serrated blades anymore. I hate the partial serrations. I get what they said when they say you get the worst of both worlds. You get a very small cutting edge, and you get this shitty freaking thing, which, you know, I was cutting a lot of aluminum at work, and that helped me cut through some aluminum banding, which is cool, but, you know, take that for what you will anyways. So, yes, this is not a Sharpening 101 video. This is my learnings from going through the 101 stage, the 101 phase, and how we hate M390. It makes me just not want to ever buy a high-end knife with M390, S90V, S110V, you know, the fucking, the M4s. I want those knives, but then part of me is like, good Lord, after today, I would rather just stick with the lower steel so that I get more gratification out of sharpening them, you know? I'm sure as I get better, that won't be so much of an issue. But learn from me, guys. Learn from me. That is not how you remove a chip, by taking out fucking 10% of your fucking blade. That is not how you remove a chip at all. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. It would be kind of fun to see if I can reprofile. No, there's not any blade left to do. But, so, that is my stellar Benchmade bug out, which the likes of none of you have seen a blade like that. This is going for $350 if anybody wants to buy that. Just kidding. But, yeah. Sharpening 101, guys, not this video. Tyler's learnings at Everyday EDC on what not to do, very much this video, right? It was kind of a show and tell. It was kind of a experience to say, yep, we've all been there. I'm hoping to God that eventually one day somebody like Super Steel Steve watches my stuff, and instead of saying, man, you're a fucking idiot, say, man, you're a fucking idiot. And we've all been there, right? We've all been there. Those of us who are down this journey, going down this path, this is something that we experience on a regular basis. You have to fail before you learn how to do anything. I tell everybody, you know, all my guys at work, you know, they bring their lower end grade steels to me, and I'll hone tune them real quick, because it's really easy with one that already has an edge, just to kind of touch it up real quick, get it hair popping. And, you know, I tell them, you know, I've only started down my journey of the folding knife path. of learning about the steels, learning about the chemistries of the steels, learning about the carbides in the tip, learning about the hardness factors and how hard it is to fucking sharpen these things. And I compare it to an iceberg. When you see a goddamn iceberg, you know you're only seeing at most 10% of that iceberg, right? The meat and potatoes is underneath the water, and you will not find it until you just start chipping away, or you hit it with the Titanic, or I can't really go much further into that metaphor, but you get what I mean. The knowledge is that you think you know, but once you think you know and you actually dive down that path, you're going to see you don't know shit. Most of us, we don't know shit. You know, and a lot of these YouTube reviewers that have been doing it since 2008, 2006, yes, experts, Cedric Nada, Super Steel Steve, you know, Metal Complex, these guys all know their shit, but they didn't get there overnight. They went down the journey, they went down the path, and they put in the time, they put in the work, they put in the effort, and they finally got there. They put in the blood, literally the fucking blood. I mean, you're gonna cut yourself. It's impossible not to. And the reason I say that is because we all do stupid things with them. Because you get it sharp and you're like, I want to try this, I want to try that. Well, when I was shaving my freaking leg because I was like, this knife is sharp, let's keep making it sharper. You know, I drew it across my thigh once because I was a little bit too drunk. And I'm like, woke up the next morning, I'm like, holy shit, I got a little cut in my leg. Well, know what that's from. You know, so it's the stupid stuff that we do to learn to become better at something that nobody else understands. And that's okay. Because if it makes you happy, buy a freaking Plethros, right? I'm contradicting what I said, but if that's what you want and it makes you happy, spend your money on that, because when you get this in your hand, if you're like, oh my God, totally worth it, then nobody, not one of us who reviews anything, and I say one of us like I'm one of them, right? I got 3 viewers, but nobody can tell you otherwise. This is the thing. This is the thing with hobbies. This is why people don't get it. This is why people that collect coins seem like dorks from the outside, and then you get into it and they start knowing everything about the, 1920, blah, blah, blah. But it's because it's so cool and fascinating to them. And I'm excited to go down this path. I'm excited to share this path with everybody who wants to watch. And I am just stoked that this is something that we can do. This is something that we can experience, and we had the freedom to do so, right? You know, there's nothing holding you back. Maybe funds, funding is a pain in the ass. I can honestly say, it's as stupid as it is, I've stretched myself a little thin trying to keep, the knives flowing in. That's why I've taken a little break. And it kind of works that I'm doing this King of the Civivi. It's a byproduct of something, because it's like, I got to tone it down, and then I got to sell a bunch of these Civivis out, take a small hit on them, but the whole reason I'm doing it is just to keep the flow, because this is what we do. This is what we love to do. If you love the freaking Plethros, buy it. If you want this for $350, buy it. Seriously, no, I would never do that. I would give that away. But, yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I've kind of droned on. I went on a small rant. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable doing this thing, and I think that's what makes it organic. That's what makes it fun. The editing is not there. I don't edit shit. That's why I make mistakes. I say stupid stuff. And, it's just, one day, maybe I'll throw in some music. Maybe I'll start fast forwarding shit when I'm fucking sharpening knives and stuff like that. But I have no intentions of double backing on what I do. The whole point of this is organic. It's to let you guys see exactly who I am as somebody pertaining to knives. You guys have no idea who I am, and I have no intentions of letting anybody really know who I am unless, we're just not going down that path. But as far as the knife guy, this is who I am. This is what we like to do, and enjoy it, love it, because cliche statement, we only live once, and if you're not doing something you like to do, then I can't say that either. That would have been awful. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Tyler with Everyday EDC. I know I ranted, and those of you that are going to watch this whole video, I greatly appreciate it, because this is going to help us all grow. I want to help people grow. I want people to see me in 3 years going, man, that dude's fucking video, he did this to a knife? Now look at him, right? And it's not to say now look at him. It's to say that's where I'm at, but that's where I want to go. Once again, this has been Tyler with Everyday EDC. Approaching the 30-minute mark, longest video yet. This is all free form. None of this is planned out. None of this is scripted. This is just thoughts, the way we feel, the way we are. Have a good day, guys. Stay safe. Stay corona-free. Like I said, put on them damn masks if you got to. If you're going anywhere in public, if you're going anywhere around old people, especially old people, young kids, that type of thing, respect the 6-foot distancing. Respect that stuff. It's something that's necessary for us to get through this crap time and this time, and almost be grateful that we got to experience something so worldwide. Never mind, fucking separate rant. But thank you guys. Stay corona-free. Stay safe. Stay out of the damn riots. There's no more. Don't start any. Don't cut yourselves. No middle fingers today, all right? Love you guys. Have a good night.